Welcome back, pilots. Now this video isn't going to actually contain any in-flight video. It's all going to be Avery. It's going to be a breakdown of the flight and the decisions combined with conditions to explain exactly what happened and why I didn't make it as far as I wanted to. Let's have a look at this. So Butser Hill, it's a sky surface site. So a very first site that I ever flew after gaining my qualifications in paragliding. And for the past 4 years, I was convinced I was never going to get across country from it. But today, proving myself wrong. As you can see, I've taken off, little search around, and managed to find myself a thermal pretty damn quickly off launch. Because of the terrain around here, it's very difficult to decide if I was going to take off. So you can see in this area, all the trees. Generally you've got to make sure you're clear of those before you drop over the back. So I continued with that thermal line in, and right here, you can see that little line I've got there? That was me deciding whether or not to go back or back to the launch. As you can see, I actually continued downwind. I'm over Burriton. The first thermal I found there, my second thermal of the flight, was quite ragged. It was hard work to try and get anything out of it. I couldn't actually quite call very well. So I took what I was comfortable with taking and then skipped back down. Here, at this point, you can actually see the South Downs. It goes all the way to Lewis. So it's a really nice, easy line to follow when you've got a dead westerly coming off Butser. So I was grabbing whatever thermal I could and drifting along with it, gaining what height I could. As I'm drifting downwind from here, I'm not really looking for thermal triggers. There's plenty of triggers along the South Downs, but what I'm looking for is those thermal generators, and then trying to get downwind of those, hoping that they're going to trigger off the hill, slide up the side, and be easy to find. Through this part of the flight, the clouds above me were the main things I was chasing, and they seemed quite random and scattered, no real pattern, because I wasn't actually looking far enough ahead. Right here is where I looked further ahead. There had been a cloud streak just forming after Burriton, about a quarter of a click south of the actual South Down Ridge, made it an even easier path to follow, directly under the street of clouds. So I started to try and fly straight line, only stopping to top up when I had to clear blue gaps between the clear thermal markers above me. This was the first thermal that I stopped to use, gained some height before crossing a blue gap in between two clouds. But you can see as I come out of the thermal, I do it slightly early, still going slightly up as I'm underneath that cloud. At this point, I'm heading towards the Petworth Gap, and I'm losing height. I'm getting desperate and getting underneath any small cloud I can find. None of them were producing a thermal I could core in, or any significant lift. And this was where I had to start looking at where I was going to land. But as you can see here, I suddenly realised the wind's changed direction down low in the valley. So trying to work a ridge of trees, there was still absolutely nothing. I just had to make a safe landing over 2 lots of power lines, over a farm, and onto the dirt track. So we made 25k downwind from Butser. Completely unexpected flight. Was just going there with the other half family for a little bob around. Never done cross country from Butser before. Never thought it was possible. No, better pilots than me had definitely done it. But I managed to get enough height, and I thought it'd be a waste of effort to not go and fly. So bobbed downwind and then bombed out at Petworth. It was a really good flight. I should have done better. The clouds are streeting really nicely down this way. And now, typically, the one place I was looking for a thermal to get out of it It was a buzzard doing it, no problems. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you can take away something from this. I recommend using Avery and doing an analysis of your own flights, and hopefully the decisions will stick with you. Then you can use it to try and extend your flights. I was unlucky today, but lucky at the same time. But I enjoyed it nevertheless. Now I'm going to go and find a cafe that one of the guys working at the farm that I landed at told me about. Short walk down to the South Downs way. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the air.